You.
Here is Jean. Hi,
Hello.
Jean.
Hi there.
Hello.
Joyce has joined us. And Becky is here. Hi, Becky. Maybe she's not hearing me yet. And Stephanie. Whoops. Maybe Stephanie's not on yet.
She can hear you now.
Hey, Stephanie. Glad you're here. So we have Debbie, Chris, Jenny, Lori, Marilyn, Laura, Peggy, Jean, Joyce, Stephanie, Gina, Becky, Jennifer Byers. We are happy to have you all on.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
Joyce. Welcome, Michelle. There's Diva Allison Carter.
Hey, Pam. Glad you're here.
Yay, Michelle, I'm glad you could join us for your first session.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yay! Good.
And Elizabeth. And we've got one more minute and we are going to get started with announcements. We want to be working quickly today and staying on track. You know how I've learned to not be late and always be on time or early? The best thing you can do is not do one more thing before you have to go do whatever it is you're doing. That's my tip of the day, because that always gets me in trouble. Oh, I've got time to do one more thing. And then guess what? I don't. And Lisa, welcome, Lisa.
And that's Kathy instead of Dynasty. That's, hey, Kathy, it says Dynasty on your thing.
Oh, that's so funny. Whoops.
It's all good.
Hi.
And Elizabeth and Pam.
A great
Pam.
question here
Hi, Lisa.
is Stephanie's wondering, how long will the replays be available to watch? Anybody want to answer that?
Probably for at least 6 months if you keep the Fearless app.
Okay, there's your answer. Okay, it is 7 p.m. We're going to get started. We are very appreciative of all you loyal people who keep coming back. You know, those who show up, go up. And it is crucial for you to stick with it. You've probably all heard a million times. I've heard this for all 35 years of my Mary Kay life. Mary Kay always said, the meeting needs you if you've had a great week. And if you feel like you haven't had a great week, you need the meeting. And so no matter what, there's no reason why on either side of that you should not show up for your meeting. So someone will pour into you if you're needing the meeting, needing some encouragement. And if you have had a fabulous week, you will have the opportunity to pour into someone else. Something you might say or respond to would encourage someone else in the meeting. So we're glad you are all here. Well, here's the announcements. We want to zip through that real quick so we've got time to spend on our meeting tonight. The topic is attitude and emotional management. And don't we all need that on a regular basis, up and down and all around? Okay, the deadline for seminar registration is July 1. And it's also the deadline to register for a hotel room through Mary Kay. So, you know, you can get a hotel room somewhere else after that point, but through Mary Kay, it needs to be July, deadline is July 1. Don't wait too long. This can be life-changing. I went, the first year I went, I had my mind blown and I went home, earned a car, went again, went back home, became a sales director. It's a process and you see a bigger picture and you see more than the people that are just around you or the people who are right on the square with us. It makes a difference to see others. So July 1st deadline, don't push it to the end. Go ahead and make your decision today. If you haven't seen it, the special edition bronzers are now available. You know, they're in your lookbook lately, but they weren't available because they had some technical difficulties with them being quality enough for Mary Kay to want to put out there. And so they had taken them away from us and they are now available. They're special edition, not limited edition. So theoretically that should last a little longer. Jana, will you please hold that up? That's the other thing I didn't put. For ordering 700 wholesale this month, you get this amazing pink sparkly tumbler that says Mary Kay on it. What a great advertisement wherever you're working or sitting or going someplace. It is lovely. Thank you, Vanna Jana. You did a great job. And that 700 doesn't have to be just one order. It can be cumulative orders through the month that total 700 or above, 700 wholesale. So keep working and earn that great sparkly tumbler. The other thing is, you should all know this, I'm sure, because you're all committed to your business, 55% off of most of the skincare sets that we have. And the only ones not included are Time Wise Repair and the men's skincare. The other ones, Time Wise, Mary Kay, and Clearproof are all 55% off. This is the time to buy low, sell high, know what you use. We don't just order them to order them, but know what, if you have customers who regularly order those items, why not stock up now? Now, be sure, I'm not going to go into great detail on this, but make sure you are ordering them on the page that it says 55% off. If you go to the regular skincare drop down, that won't be where you get your 55% off. So keep an eye on that. So don't forget to take advantage of that. The other wonderful thing is our new sunscreen, SPF 50, has now received the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. That is a huge statement that you want to educate your customers on. What that means, you've seen Good Housekeeping seal different places. What it means is Good Housekeeping seal people, whoever they are, take our product through rigorous testing to see if it actually does what the company says it does. They're an independent company. They are not influenced by anybody. You know, a company can say wonderful things about their product, but it has to stand up. And the Good Housekeeping seal has approved of the advertisements that we have given to the SPF 50 sunscreen. And if you have not used it, oh my gosh, it is incredible. I'm about ready to start my second tube of it. You know, a lot of high SPF products are very thick. This one is not. It is lightweight. It is not sticky. It does a great job. It protects you from the sun. And another testimonial I have is I put it on my smaller grandchildren who like to argue about things like that, and nobody complains. It's amazing. So if nothing else, that should sell you on how wonderful our SPF 50 sunscreen is. All right, now let's say congratulations to our star consultants. The quarter ended June 15th. So if you were a star, I want you to do two things. One thing, wave your hand so we know who you are. And the other thing is put in the chat, like I would put my name and Emerald. So put what level you finished your star at. And maybe put also, is there a prize you are excited to get? There are millions of options now instead of just 2 or 3. And so put that in so we can all see the great people that you are and doing that. And you know what that means now? We're into what I think is the easiest quarter to be a star because it's June 16th to December 15th. And what that means is all the hard work you're doing to make June fabulous, meeting your personal goals and helping your unit reach your unit goals, that happens in June. And then starting in September and October and going on through December, June, July. Oh, I'm a quarter off, but that doesn't matter. It's still great. We will, because I thought that doesn't make sense. How can we be 3 months from Christmas? But you want to start your inventory building to have a great November, December holiday sales. And you know, holiday sales start in September. You will find that a lot of people are purchasing ahead, spreading it out. So you want to be talking at every appointment as to what people would wish they would have in their stocking for Christmas. You may not get to have a personal appointment with them between now and December, so you can have them do a wish list just on the back of their profile card if you use those or anything else, and just the things, the products they love. And then if it's their birthday or moving towards Christmas, you can find out who their birthday giver, their Christmas giver is, and you will already know the colors and the products that they love. Okay. And this is the most important thing for this week. Everybody listen close. We are less than 2 weeks from June 30th. If your sales director's eyes are kind of rolling around in her head some, or she seems a little twitchy, it's because she's wanting to help consultants in the unit reach their personal goals by June 30th, but I say June 29th. In fact, I have a challenge for my unit and it ends June 29th. You don't get the prize if you do it on June 30th because there's no use waiting until the very last day. So June 29th, June 30th, whatever it is for your group, find out, if you don't know, what your sales director has your unit striving for. Most of you should know, but if by some chance you've missed that, ask her. And if you want to know how you can be a team player, of all the times to be a team player, this is the last 2 weeks to be a team player. And what that can involve is doing the and then some. Do what you would normally do and then do a little bit extra. It's the extra that pushes us over the finish line of our unit having special recognition at the seminar year end. And you may think you don't make a difference. I have had $500,000 years that were put together by building blocks of $225 wholesale orders. It makes a difference no matter the size. Every order is a building block towards that year end. And if you know you're going to order between now and then, please tell your sales director and tell her what your goal is, because I'm pretty sure she has a piece of paper somewhere with everybody's name on it and what she's projecting and wondering if someone is going to order. And that helps her know too how much she personally needs to add on. So please, please, please let your sales director know where you are with things. And if you're not going to do anything between now and June 30th, let her know that too. You can pray for your unit if you can't do anything else. So get out there and do all you can to help your unit. So those are the announcements I have. Oh, but we got to do our top 10. And so we're almost to 7:15, so we're going to move through this fairly quickly. At number 10 from the Strunk unit is Jennifer Akers. Is Jennifer on? Good job, Jennifer, with
Couldn't be on time.
1,024 points. And then also with the Strunk unit, number 9, Kelly Janetti with 1,046 points. And number 8 from the Carter unit, Barbara Bell with 1,097 points. And moving on up to number 7 from the Strunk unit, Des Prakish with 1,153 points. Number 6 from the Scott unit is Lisa Schreck, 1,331 points. And number 5 from the Sigel unit, Jenny Elkins with 1,369 points. And number 4, again from the Strunk unit, Lori Parks with 1,388 points. And now our drum roll for the top 3. Number 3 from the Roman unit is Becky Osborne with 1,535 points. Becky had 3 bookings along with some other activity. Becky, can you come on and just share briefly what you have been excited about this past week that helped you get these points?
I'm seeing faces.
Seeing
Simple,
faces.
just meeting with seeing faces. I didn't have a lot, but I had a couple, and we had fun, and they did well. So yep, and got
All right.
getting referrals and new bookings. Yep, so full circle.
So isn't that interesting? It's pretty basic. See the faces, get the bookings, work full circle. Mary Kay is really simple. We make it hard sometimes, but it's a simple, simple business. And number 2, also from the Roman unit with 2,362 points, Peggy Richmond. Peggy had bookings. She had a party. Peggy, can you come on and tell us what you are most excited about that happened this past week to help you get these points?
Well, I don't know what I'm most excited about. I do know that after 35 years in Mary Kay, that it's all about choices. And when you make a decision to work, that's when things happen. So that's all I did. That's all I did. I did the 1 + 1 + 1.
Yeah.
And it works.
See, that's, again, it's simple. You just do the work and the results happen. When I first started, I didn't intend to do anything. Then I started having people asking me, because I was telling them for shock value that I was a Mary Kay consultant, because I knew they'd be shocked. And they started ordering things. And then I had to say, okay, I need to know. Donna, come tell me what to do with this. And through the 35 years, I just never quit. I never did anything flashy or fancy, but I never quit. And no matter what, if you feel like you're slogging through the mud, just don't quit. It pays off. So thank you, Peggy, for keeping it simple and making it happen. And number 1 from the Schumann unit, the new unit we have, 4,360 points. Number 1, no big surprise, Jennifer Vyers. She had 3 bookings, 2 parties, did a career chat, and had $1,250 in retail sales. And we know what Jennifer's going to say. I just keep working. She has another job. She just fits it in. She has certain goals. Jennifer, share with us another aha moment you might have other than all the things you always tell us, because of course you're doing what you need to do and it's pretty simple. You just do the work and you fit it in your calendar.
Yes,
So-
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So last week I missed
Jenna, hi.
everything. I was so busy that I missed sending in my sheet the last week, and I missed a meeting because I had double booked and had worked. It is June and I am pushing for the finish line. So my aha moment is what I do now is going to set me up. I just started in January working, right? So I'm not on target for anything fancy cars or any of that, right? But we did want to help build Shannon's unit, but I know what I do in June sets me up for the new seminar year, and that's my goal is finish strong. Finish strong to get me set up for the new seminar year, which I can't wait to see you all there.
Okay, that's perfect, Jennifer. The thing is, number one, Jennifer's a total team player, which let me tell you, your sales director and your senior sales director appreciate that so much about you. Just being a team player, coming together and supporting what the other goal may be, even if it might not be your goal, which I think it probably is. But the other thing, she said a key thing. We don't want to just run up to June 30th with our tongue hanging out and say, okay, we made it, we're done. No, it's the setup for a fabulous new year. So we want to keep moving through that finish line. What you do in June, just like she said, sets you up for a great July, August, September, and on and on. What you're doing now will make a difference not only this month, but in the months to come. So that is excellent, and everyone needs to keep that in mind. Okie dokie. Now is time for us to break into our groups. Jessica will have the main group right here. If you have no bookings, if you have 1 or 2 bookings, you'll go into the bronze room. If you have 3 to 4 bookings, you'll go to the silver room. If you have 5 or more bookings, you will go to the gold room. So go ahead. You should be seeing somewhere down somewhere that it says the meeting options, breakout rooms. Is everybody seeing them to go?
Breakout rooms are open.
Okay, looks like people are going.
Okay, awesome. Looks like we got about 20 of us in here. Anybody else need help getting to a breakout room?
I do. I'm trying to get
Lisa?
one and it's not showing up on my screen.
Not
There should be
showing
like
on
a
mine
button that
either.
says more at the bottom.
Okay.
You can click more and then it'll say breakout rooms if you're on a computer. Perfect. Okay.
I had a booking tonight before this, but I don't have any others, so I'm not sure if I need to be in this room or the bronze room.
So you got a booking for the next week tonight?
No. I did a class before I came on here tonight.
But you don't have any bookings for the next week?
No.
Oh, I'd say just stay here, but it's probably not a big deal one way or the other. So do what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Should we get started? Everybody is in here. So this is the group with no upcoming bookings. Okay, awesome. Well, tonight I'm excited. I'm going to be your speaker tonight. We're going to talk about attitude and emotional management, which I love. Always having a positive attitude, get yourself excited, get pumped. All those things are definitely what we, strive for in our Mary Kay world. And I'm going to give you some tips. I'm actually going to give you 10 tips. I actually numbered my notes this time. So those of you who are in my group know I get jumbled sometimes. So I will have 10 tips for us. Am I supposed to be recording since it said stopped?
I don't know. I'll text Donna.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, okay.
Donna, do you want me to click record if you end up
It
leaving?
just said recording in progress now.
Okay. Oh, we can't hear you, Donna.
It's being streamed to YouTube, so it's good. We don't
Okay.
need to record it inside here.
Okay. Just making sure we're doing the right thing. Okay.
Is there a director that's in the bronze room? That's what I was checking. Who's the director supposed to be in there? I will go in there.
It's supposed to be
Susan.
Susan. Okay, I don't know but there we go. Okay, she said to keep going, right? Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys 10 tips on how just to keep up with a great attitude, help with emotional management, and to keep on staying positive in our business. Okay, so first of all, well, and welcome everyone. I know some of you, this is your first time to this meeting, so I'm excited. I have a few new consultants popping on, so I'm excited you guys are on here. So you can definitely take notes, and then I'm going to share 3 handouts, and they are already on. Go ahead, Donna, you're on mute. You're muted.
Linda, would you go into the bronze room because there's no director in there?
Okay.
And I heard it keeps throwing me back out into the main room. It says that they're ready to come back in this room because there's nobody in there.
Okay. I might have them just come in here since
All
I
right,
don't
that's
have
fine.
notes.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh, now Jan is in there, so maybe it's okay.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. I'll check.
Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys a few handouts, and they're already on the Fearless app. So you can click on that and they'll be on there. So there's a couple things I'm going to go through some numbers, and I'm going to kind of go through it semi-quick, but if you're like, what'd she say? Those handouts will be there, but I'm also going to share my screen a few times too. Okay, so first of all, when we think about emotional management, there is a famous wheel that we think about in Mary Kay. So some of you have been Mary Kay for a while, and I'm going to share my screen. You might know about this wheel, but it might have been a long time. But I'm going to talk about it as well. So it's called the feelings wheel in Mary Kay. And sometimes you could get stuck in the feelings wheel, and sometimes you can go through it fast. Okay, so it doesn't matter how long you've been a consultant, because you can just kind of whip through that feelings wheel. So my goal is to show you guys how to whip through it. And yes, as directors, we go through this feelings wheel and we can just go through it faster. Okay, so I actually went through this feelings wheel on Saturday. I'll tell you why. And I just whipped myself right on through it and got back up, and it was fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the feelings wheel for you. So step 1, oh, does it not let me scoot? Okay, step 1, oh my goodness, I'm not supposed to click out of it. Okay, here we go. All right, so step 1 is you are a new consultant, or you're just re-excited. You are in stage 1, you are excited, you're coming to the success meetings, you're having this positive feeling, I can do this, I'm so excited. And so then you book your first party, or you tell like 100 of your friends and family, and you get a cancellation. Okay, and you're like, what? She didn't show up. Or you talk to your friends and family and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, da da da. Or you talk to 3 people and they all use Mary Kay already. They already sell Mary Kay. And so now you're like, oh, everybody I know sells Mary Kay already. Okay, forget it. I'm frustrated. Then you go into this shock mode. Okay, you're like, oh, I cannot believe this. My director said this is going to be easy. I'm just shocked that nobody wants to do this pampering session with me. Then you go into denial. You're like, forget it. I'm not going to go to my weekly meeting, right? Is that what happened to some of you last week when they're like, what happened to you? But I'm not going to go to my weekly meeting. I'm just going to withdraw. I'm not going to talk to anybody for a week. And then your director goes, wait a second, I haven't seen so-and-so in a while. Then you go into stage 5, which is fear. You're like, I can't do this. This isn't for me. I knew I couldn't sell. I'm not a salesperson. This is not what I want to do. So then you get angry. Stage 6 is you get angry. You're like, why didn't they tell me this? Nobody likes Mary Kay. Everybody's allergic. Everyone's a consultant. You get so mad. And then you get angry at yourself. You are just like in your feelings. And then you get to this last stage and you either have 2 choices. You can either go jolt yourself back to stage 1 and get excited again, or you can stay there in that last stage. And so some people we find get stuck in this last stage for a year, 2 years. And it's like, we never heard from you again. Well, that's because I talked to 5 people about Mary Kay and they said no. And then they went through this whole cycle. And so what happens is we need to get ourselves back to excited. How do we do that? We attend our success meeting. We say positive things to ourselves. I can do this. And then we keep going. We're so positive, so positive, so positive. We get a cancellation and we can say, it's okay. I'm not going to fall back into that cycle again. I got a cancellation. I'm shocked. I'm mad, but I'm going to pop myself back up. I'm going to call my director. I'm going to let her know that I got a cancellation, and then I'm going to keep attending things. Okay. So we all go through this feelings wheel. It's just about getting through it faster. So actually on Saturday, I was supposed to have 6 people come to my 3 o'clock session, told the unit, everyone's coming. It's going to be so great. All 6 people don't even know each other, and they all 6 rescheduled. So I was like, seriously? I'm supposed to be hitting my 30 faces. It's June. Everybody needs Mary Kay. I'm shocked. I'm mad. I'm angry. And then I thought, all right, I'm just going to call 10 more people. And then I got back up, got 2 more bookings. And so my wheel consisted of a good 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And then I was back in. So the key is to keep staying excited. And I'm going to talk to you guys about how to get yourself back out of that and back into being excited. So that is the first thing about the feelings wheel. Okay. So getting yourself back, getting yourself pumped. First of all, you guys are all here tonight, which is the best way to be pumped, whether you're, like Linda said, whether you're excited and you need, you want to share what you're doing, you want to like lift others up, or you need it for yourself, but being back into that wheel. Okay. So that's going to be the first thing about emotions. And then as you guys think of questions, you can put them in the chat too, and I can come back to them at the end. The second way to help with emotional management is to really think about your numbers. So if you can take the feelings kind of out of this business and really think about it as a numbers game, and really think about it as what are your numbers? How many people do I need to reach out to this week to be successful? How many people, for example, if you're like, gosh, I don't have any upcoming bookings, right? That's why we're kind of all in this room. Or I know some of us merged together, but maybe I just have 2 bookings, or maybe I only have 1 booking, or maybe, gosh, I cannot believe I don't have any bookings. Well, what you can do is go back to the numbers. Okay, I don't have any bookings because how many people did I not reach out to this week? Or how many people did I reach out to? I know a consultant on here today, she did a power hour, called some people, she's got 2 bookings, bam, back in business, right? So we can get back into the swing of things just by doing some activity, okay? So another sheet that is also, those of you who popped in a little bit after, all of these sheets are in the Fearless app. So this sheet is called the Right Now Why. So you can print this off. It's a little bit more clear on the sheet that I think I sent to Donna than when I stretched it out on here, but it's called your Right Now Why. So if you think about your goal, you can write your goal at the top. Your sales directors will love to see this too, especially because we've already talked about goals and things. How much you want to bring in, how many months will it take to reach your goal, what's your total retail sales, a photo of your goal, and then we break it down. And this determines how many reach outs that you do a day or a week or a month. And this really helps with your attitude and your emotional management, because you're like, oh my gosh, I did my 17 texts today, or I did 13 texts today, or I did 5 texts today. And then you can keep your emotions regulated because you're working on the numbers and not the emotions. So when you can follow yourself when you can stay tuned to what your numbers are, it'll help with your emotions. So I was going to write on here, but it's like different than normal. So I'm just going to talk about it. So on the right-hand side, let's just say, and I know I've gone through these numbers before, those of you who have been with us for a couple months now. I never used to be a numbers person, but I found that when you look at the numbers and you work towards the numbers that bring you towards your goal, it takes the emotion out of it. So let's just say you wanted to pocket $700. We're going to use that because you get that sparkly tumbler water bottle that Jana was showing us. You get a prize from the company. So let's say you want to pocket 700 and you want to put 700 into your, your business because you want to get that 700, but not just for the prize, but you also want to pocket 700, right? So then up here at total projected cost, you would put your goal. So it would be 700. Your monthly retail sales, that would be 1,400 because retail, that's what we're putting, that's what our number is that we're going for the company. And if you think about, okay, the average Mary Kay consultant, new or as you go, your numbers might be higher, but your average is about $100 a face. So when you think about, okay, I need to bring in, $1,400 at $100 a face, that means you need to see about 14 to 15 faces a month. So that would go here, 14 to 15 faces. Again, it'd be based on your numbers. Okay. And then if you see, if there's 4 faces at every party, okay, so then you want to, all right, so so let's say like 50% of your sessions booked that they hold. Okay. So everyone also, when you're thinking about these numbers, just know your averages. $100 a face is usually what your average is. Some might be higher as you get going. And then about 50% of the people that you book, they're going to hold. So if you booked 2 people, you might have 1 not hold. If you book 10 people, you might have 5 that don't hold. So really think about your averages. So if you saw 14 to 15 faces a month, you had 50% hold rate. That is booking 28 people, right? Because we want to double our 14 into 28, okay? So now when you do calls, usually about 1 in 4 people will book if you're doing calls. If you're doing text, it's about 1 in 10 people that are gonna book. Okay, so it's better to do calls because you're going to have higher averages. Okay, so if I'm looking at those averages, I actually want to reach out to 112 people per month. Okay, so I'm breaking down, there's like the little cheat sheet thing on here of how many people you want to. So 112 people, but that's per month. Then you're breaking it down into how many people that would be. So you're probably going to reach out to 4 reach outs per day for 7 days. Okay, so if you just texted 4 people every single day or called 4 people every single day for 30 days, you could have your goal of your faces. So if you take out the emotional management, I'm gonna stop sharing for just a second. If you take out the emotional management and you think about the numbers and you really focus on, can I reach out to 4 people a day? Maybe you see 4 people at the grocery store and you warm chat and you book them right on the spot, then you're done for the day, right? Or if you're, you're like, gosh, I haven't done anything in like 5 days. Okay, well, you have, what do you have? 28 people to reach out to this week. So really, it takes the emotional out of it if you really look at the numbers and you break it down like, gosh, I haven't had any bookings. Well, what's my goal? How many people do I need to reach out to today? How many people do I need to reach out to each week? How many people do I need to reach out to each month? How many people do I need to see? Okay, does that make sense? And you guys can check out that sheet. It has it tells you divide this number, multiply by 2, divide by 2, so that you know what you're right now passionate wise. So I love that I can take out the emotions and get to the work and do the numbers. Okay, so tip number 1 was the emotional management chart. Get yourself in and out of that chart, out of that chart fast. Number 2 is to know your numbers. Number 3 tip is to know the averages. We just talked about that. So knowing that it's $100 a face and about 50% hold. So you're not like shocked. Oh my gosh, how did half of my people reschedule? Well, half of my people rescheduled and half of Linda's people rescheduled and half of Donna's people rescheduled. So it's okay. Like it's what happens in there. Okay. Tip number 4 is really just having a positive attitude in everything that you do, because once you signed your agreement, you didn't just become a consultant just to make a little extra cash, but you are now representing Mary Kay. So whether you're in line at the grocery store and everyone's like, oh my God, this line, and you're like, I know, it's okay. We'll just, at least I got to chat with you. And then the lady's like, oh my gosh, you're so positive. Well, I'm actually a Mary Kay consultant. Like, oh my gosh, everyone I've ever met in Mary Kay is positive. It's like, yes. Or you go to an event and maybe like the decorations aren't hanging up right. You guys, those of you in Colorado know what I'm talking about. We can't get the dang balloon arch to go, and we're like laughing, and then someone walks by and says, oh my gosh, I've never met 300 positive people in one room at a time. Like I've never seen so many positive people. And it's like, good thing I didn't say anything bad about that balloon arch. And so it's like, no matter where you are, if you're driving across the road and you like are driving like a maniac and you got your Mary Kay sticker on your car, you better slow down and let some people over because you're representing Mary Kay right there, okay? Same with, we talked about a couple weeks ago about your dress, your attire, what you're wearing, how you represent yourself. You know, we hear a lot of people say, oh gosh, I love that, you know, Mary Kay, you can tell who's in Mary Kay, but based on how they look and how they represent themselves. So when you're thinking about your positive attitude, maybe in the beginning you have to tell yourself, okay, there's going to be long lines when I check in a seminar. It's going to be out the door. It's going to be 9,000 degrees right now. It's going to be, you know, we're wearing dresses, whatever, but give yourself like, okay, this is like, you know, you kind of have to coach yourself into it's Mary Kay time, I'm positive. But maybe all the time when you're doing different things, you're really keeping that positive. So while you're driving, while you're texting, responding to others, while you're, you know, posting on social media, while you're delivering products, because now you don't just have your little small group of people that were following you on social media. Now you got all of us and we're all checking your stuff. We're like, okay, is she positive? Is she positive? And so really just showing that positive attitude in so many ways. Okay. Tip number 5 to emotional management is just like Linda said earlier, really participation with your unit goals and your prizes. So your directors and your team leaders, you might be on a team of teams. Everyone is running for a goal, and it's really important that we are all like team players. And like Linda said, if you're not able to be a team player this month, we totally get it, but cheering for us or praying for us and liking our posts and commenting and being like, great job, you got this. That's exactly that positive atmosphere, you know, and being excited for all the things. You don't have to be excited for all the prizes that come, but you better just be happy. No, just kidding. But like, you better get like, you know, get pumped, because you know, Linda's my director, and I used to say, oh my gosh, I will do anything to get a pencil, even if she had a pencil as a prize. I was like, what do you got to do? And then they started giving diamond rings, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do you got to do? And so get excited no matter what the prize is, because it's just really fun incentives. What other job is going to give you, you know, a diamond ring or a pencil even, or a sparkly pen, or, you know, a tumbler just for work in your business? So I'm always so grateful. You know, some of us have been in our other job for years, and it's like, they never even gave me a sparkly tumbler ever. And so just being so grateful and being part of that team and cheering each other on. If you see your director post on social media, check out, you know, Michelle, she just became a star in the first quarter. Like, everyone post on there like, oh my gosh, we're so excited for you, and just really seeing that positive attitude of gratitude. I love it, Jana. Perfect. Okay, tip number 6 is increase your belief. Okay, so if you have not, if you're like, I don't know, like you're just, maybe you're low on sales, or you haven't had a lot of bookings lately, or you're sharing the career opportunity, but you haven't had a lot of new team members, it's important anytime just to kind of stop and increase your belief level. Okay. The best way to increase your belief level and be 100% sold out on this business and on the products is to make a list of 100 reasons why you love these products. Okay, so literally get a piece of paper and write down 100 reasons why you love these products. I love that the sunscreen's not sticky and heavy. I love that our products are paraben free. I love that they follow the European Union standards. I love that they're lightweight. I love that our face feels, we look way younger than we are. I love that, just go through all the reasons and you'll find that you now start thinking, holy cow, when you get to like 75 reasons, you're like, oh, can I do this? And then you get to 100, when you go talk to the next person about Mary Kay products, you have such a higher belief level because you just spent that time writing out these reasons and you really started to grow your belief even more. Same with this business opportunity. Okay. Are you 100% sold out on this business opportunity? Write down 100 reasons why this business opportunity is amazing. I just talked about a few just now, but that'll help grow your belief. And if you get to like 45 and you're like, gosh, I don't know, ask another consultant in your unit. Let's do this together. I'm at 45. Can you make a list too? Let's put our numbers together and let's really grow our belief. Okay. Number 7 is just like our queen said, practice. And Becky said this too, but practice. When you guys start seeing 30 faces every month for forever, you start really growing your belief level. You start thinking bigger, and you just don't have time to have any negative attitude because you're pampering people. You're just pouring into others, and you're seeing all those faces every month. So if you haven't hit 30 faces yet, go for, one more face, 7 faces, 8 faces. Okay. So keep on seeing more faces, practice. Tip number 8 is positive affirmations daily. I'm going to have this in the group as well if you need some ideas, but if you just want to have, my coach says a 5-figure month, you need to say positive affirmations every day. I can help. I add value. Everyone I work with gets results. Customers are everywhere. Customers are always coming. Money is flowing. Money's coming. I add value. I create wealth with my mindset. My product is in demand. I sell from service. People want to buy. People want to say yes to my offers. And so those are just a few that'll help you, but having those daily affirmations will help you with your mindset. Tip number 9 is, what are you listening to? Are you listening to things that are not growing your mind? If I start thinking about something, I'm like, nope, I am listening to a podcast. My not new favorite podcast, but a podcast I loved is called The Aligned Leader podcast, and it's by Michelle Costa. She's one of my coaches that I work with. Her podcast is incredible. You can also go to I can't think right now. There's so many positive podcasts that are out there right now that I just kind of go back and forth to, but their podcasts are free. You can listen to them anytime. You can also go to Mary Kay in Touch, and you can go to like the video lounge, listen to different videos on there. But, if you can take 10 minutes a day to listen to something positive, that'll help grow your mindset. And the last thing, the learning app. Thank Mel Robbins. Thank you. It's like, what is it? Somebody help me in my unit. Mel Robbins and all of her podcasts. Oh, perfect. And Joel Austin. Yes, perfect. And then the last thing is, you guys, this business is 10% strategy. Okay. All we got to do is see some faces, share the career opportunity, see some faces, share the career opportunity, see some faces, share the career opportunity, right? 80% of it is mental. We're thinking, oh my gosh, what if she doesn't like what I have? But when you're growing your mindset, you're thinking of 100 reasons that excite you about this business. You're listening to something positive. You're surrounded by others. you're so excited, that's when you're gonna, you're not gonna have time to think about all the other things because your mindset, you're so positive and ready to pump it out. Okay, I got 49 seconds left. Sorry, that was kind of long. Does anyone have any questions about the 10 tips of how to have emotional management and a great attitude? I got super excited too. So I'm like, so anybody have any questions? They're coming back.
I love everything that you shared, Jessica.
Thanks.
And how we don't get any much more pumped up than we do by going to seminar and conferences. So when you get on the Mary Kay Learning app, you listen to those. You get to listen to those rah-rah speeches. And if you could listen to a rah-rah speech every day, you'll never come down out of the clouds. You'll just work your Mary Kay business and feel amazing.
Yes, so true. And do it in those times when you're like driving or like getting ready for the day. Because once you hear stuff that's positive right in the morning when you're brushing your teeth and curling your hair and stuff, that's when your brain needs it. And when you're driving and doing like mindless things, that's when your brain needs those tasks too. So awesome. All right, looks like everyone's back. All right, who is taking it away? Is it
Allison
Allison?
is wrapping us up
Just
tonight.
talking, like I know what's going on over here. Okay, we were on a roll in the group and we got kicked out of there. But I'm closing tonight, and you guys, I have a simple close. I tried to look at
Can't hear you.
And my hairdo. Y'all just get a cute hairdo. It all works out.
We can't hear you very well, Allison.
You can't? Okay, is it better now? Yes.
No.
Maybe so. Let me try.
We just turned her up real loud.
I was gonna say
In our group.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
You might be too far away from your microphone, maybe?
Same system as the internet. Okay, is that better?
No, it's not changing,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, let me try. Let me just try that. Is that better? No? Yes? Okay. No.
No, but I think if you talk a little louder and then we'll turn
You
our
have to
volume
lean
up.
in
It should
to
be good.
listen, because this is really good. Yeah, right. Listen, just keep it simple. My advice to you tonight is attitude is your altitude. You all know that. This is a protected space. Protect your business with a positive attitude. Don't dump your junk on your customers, on your team. Give that privilege to your sales director and let her help you navigate it. This is the week where these are the last 2 weeks of the seminar year where we need you at your best. Okay. We need you to overcome the little things that are happening in your life. We need you to dig deep. We need you to ask your sales director, what do you need from me in these last 2 weeks if your goal isn't clear? And approach your business with a positive attitude. Be generous this week to your customers. Let your customers know you have a goal, and you'll be surprised at how many people participate because they want to help you win. Publicize that you're just so far away from hitting a major goal. And like you heard earlier, shut it down early. Shut it down the 29th. And everything that happens on the 30th is extra. Track that Princess Court. Know where you are. I hate to see it when people miss it by 200 and by a 225. They miss it by an order. Usually your director will know that, but sometimes we miss it because we've got a bunch of numbers in our head. We're looking at 1,000 different things. Be up at night with your sales director, cheering everyone on. Be extra vocal on your Facebook group and encourage people because people are going to need it. Not everybody's here. Not everybody's listening, and not everybody watches the replay. So your attitude, I'll tell you, we've been doing this for, 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks. And you can see that the numbers have gotten smaller just by showing up, you guys, just by being here consistently. You have proven yourself to be somebody that is ready for the investment. And so we appreciate that. Give yourself a voice in your unit. Don't feel like you have to be a gold room consultant to be an encourager, be a supporter. You might be the greeter of the group. She's just as important as the red jacket. She's just as important as the DIQ. This is an incredible time for you to become the person that you want to be in Mary Kay these last 2 weeks. And like we heard earlier, to set yourself up for a really great beginning of July. So go be productive, be excited, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.
Have a great week, ladies.